Good morning, guys. Thank you for joining us today at the 5 Shifts to Your MDRT webinar. All right, let's wait about 30 seconds to see if we have more people joining us. All right. I will be sharing my slides very soon. All right, so here are my slides. Okay, if you have joined us for the first time, welcome. If you have joined us for more than one time, welcome too. And whether you are from Singapore or elsewhere, I hope to be able to add value to you today through my sharing. Today's session is catered mainly for financial advisors, insurance advisors. Okay, although the presentation can be useful for all advisors, the emphasis for today is insurance and financial advisors, okay? So whether you are from the financial services industry or from elsewhere, as long as you are selling in a one-to-one situation, this webinar will be helpful for you, all right? We will have a little over an hour, I believe, today. So if you are taking notes and all that, you should focus in, take away all distractions, your emails, your Facebook, your social media, whatever, so that you will be able to zoom in and get as much as you can. All right. Five shifts to your MDRT. Okay. This webinar is for financial and insurance advisors, managers, and leaders who makes a living from influencing other people to take action on their advice in a one-to-one situation. If you need to get bigger results like MDRT, COT, TOT, this is for you. Or if you just simply want to double your production and get more sales and more clients. In the next 60 minutes, I'll be talking about how to double your sales productivity and more, or doing what you do in half the time, or even both. How to generate more sales easily and effectively without stress or strife. In the next 60 minutes, we'll talk about how to enjoy selling bigger cases to better prospects. Stop selling to the small little cases who gives you challenging problems. How to leverage your efforts by collecting more sales and bigger amounts in your usual sales activity. How to do all of these without wondering what's missing all these years. All right. My promise to you is to share with you a structured framework to double your sales and more, to achieve your MDRT even, or to do as much as you want. What you will achieve is a function of your ambition. How much do you want to do? All right? With the same strategy that you learn here, and if you are able to apply them, the ability to get high performance is in your hands. And how much you actually do will be a function of your ambition. All right? If you stay with me to the end of the webinar, I will have a very cool gift for you. I'm going to give you the strategy template, which is where the 5 shifts are taken from. That is the template, the strategy template that we give our mentees who come to our coaching mentoring program in order for them to achieve their breakthroughs, achieve their quantum leaps, achieve their MDRT, and so forth. Okay. Right. So the 5 shifts, which is what I consider the secrets to your peak performance selling. Okay, I hope everyone is doing fine. Okay, very quickly before I go into the details of what we're going to talk about today. One important thing I need to mention here is this. In the normal mentoring session, coaching session that we do, I will be the one who talks very little actually, because I will be listening in most of the time, asking the right questions so that participants like yourself can engage in the questions, think about the answers to the questions, and then share your perspective and your answers to those very questions that I ask. Okay? And it is in the answers that you give that I will be able to contribute to you, to help you to understand and see certain things that you couldn't see for yourself. We call that your blind spots. All right? You need to see your blind spots in order to make the necessary changes. Because if you are not able to see things that are blind to you right now, there is nothing you need to change. You will continue to do the same thing that you have always been doing. And the problem with that is that if you do the same thing, you will get the same result. Okay? So today's webinar is really focused on helping you to achieve your MDRT, double your production, triple your production, or even more. All right? And in order for you to do that, again, you must see your blind spots. And the proper and the right way to do it is the way we do it through our mentoring facilitation. Okay? Which is what I'm going to offer to some of you at the end of this webinar today. But for now, just take note that I will be the one talking and you will be the one listening and taking notes. Right? How much you get from the session is really a function of how focused you are and your ability to discern into what is being shared with you. All right? So do take note of that. And again, very quickly, before I delve into the 5 shifts, what I want to also say is this. Selling has always been the same, in my opinion, in the sense that it is all about influencing another human being, inspiring them, motivating them to take action on something that is truly important and valuable for them. All right? So if you are the sales advisor, you need to be having this ability to do this very thing that we are talking about, to motivate, to inspire, to influence them into action, positive action for themselves, and in your case, in financial advisory, in insurance planning, you need to motivate and inspire them to do things for themselves and their family, their loved ones. Okay? And this is fundamental. If you are able to do that, then you are okay, regardless of all changes that comes along the way. You see, fundamentals don't change. Of course, when new changes come by, you have to adapt to the changes. You have to meet, for instance, the regulatory requirements and all those things. But remember, your ability to achieve MDRT or high performance is a function of all the fundamentals, which is the key to selling. All right. I remember during my selling days when I have achieved my qualifying member of $1 Million Roundtable, and I was, on the verge of moving into my coaching and mentoring business. I have a friend who is a leader in the industry who, at one moment, when we were talking, he was asking me this question about how I see all the changes and how the advisors are coping with all the changes. Well, I understood his question, so I give it a thought, and I give him a one-line answer. And the answer is this. I said, if you know, or rather I said, if you do not know how to sell, then you should be very worried. If you do not know how to sell, you should be very worried. All right? So that one statement is actually the reflection of the understanding that I'm trying to share with you right now. If you do not know how to sell, how to get cases, how to get clients, whether there's changes or no changes, you should be very worried. Because why? Because you will not have the ability to make income, revenue, profit, production, all right, and sales and get clients if you do not know how to sell. Okay, but on the other hand, if you can sell, then everything is taken care of. If you can sell, money will come in, the awards will come in, MDRT will come in, maybe COT, TOT, all right, and all the recognition, all the lifestyle that you are looking towards to for yourself and your family, all the rewards, all the personal growth, all the leadership, everything comes in when you have this ability to sell. I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say, right? Okay, so I'm going to delve straight into the 5 shifts right now. And let me see. Yes. Okay, let's keep it moving. Okay, ask yourself, does this sound like you? Do you want to sell bigger cases, but for some reason you don't seem to be effective with it? Do you start out every month with no confidence as to where the clients and the sales are coming from? Do you secretly know that the passion and the time you put in your work does not consume it with the income you are getting? Do you see other people in your business achieve the kind of awards and making the kind of income you want, and you just have no idea how they are doing it? Are you working way too hard in your business, too many hours, burning yourself out? Or are you too demoralized and lost for now? Do you feel like the achievers and super producers are not willing to share their secrets when speaking? Do you feel any of these? Do you feel like there's an invisible ceiling on your income and you don't seem to be able to break through that ceiling? Do you have the experience of attending seminars, workshops, congresses, all right, and you leave the sessions telling yourself it's always the same thing? It's always the same thing, all right? Whether is it 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, you are still listening to the same things, and it's not of use to you at all. All right? So what I want to tell you is these are not the real problems. The real problems is that you haven't made the shifts that leads to your blind spots being uncovered. All right? Meaning to say you are still having those blind spots that's hindering you from your progress. And these blind spots uh, stops you from achieving the very things that you want. So obviously, it's very important that you see those blind spots. These blind spots, you must recognize them, and then you must know what to do about them. All right, and for you to be able to do that, okay, we have to discuss the 5 shifts that we talk about so that you can begin to make the shifts. Once you make it, you have very high control over who you work with, how you serve them, and the kind of sales that you can make. You can generate sales on demand by executing the strategies within the 5 shifts on a daily basis. Okay? In our mentoring session, we put it this way. We say it becomes very dangerous to drink coffee with you. Why? All right, because an innocent coffee break or a tea session with you will turn into them buying something from you because of what happened during that tea break, that coffee break, because of what you do during that time, because of the questions you put forth, because of the mastery that you display at the session. All right? Once you make it, you realize that the invisible ceiling on your income was never even there to begin with. And you'll push through to what you truly desire faster than you ever thought possible. And you do all of these while tapping back into the joy you first had when you started your sales advisory work. Can you recall why you joined your business? Can you recall the promises, the benefits, the rewards that are ahead of you, even on the first day or in the initial period of joining the business, of the bright future that you can see for yourself, your family? Do you recall the reasons, your why, of why you stay until today? Okay, the one thing you need to know, there are 5 simple shifts that you need to make to double your sales while working less and getting better results for your clients and yourself. And I'm going to walk you through how to make those shifts today. All right? But bear in mind, simple is not the same as easy. Okay? Just bear it in mind. Okay, at this juncture, allow me to introduce myself a little bit, since I may be new to some of you. I've been doing mentoring coaching work for more than 10 years in Singapore. My best mentees had done their $1 million roundtable, COT, and even TOT in the financial services industry. They now earn hundreds of thousands, where previously some are even thinking of quitting the business. That's normal, right? When you are stuck and you see no light out, you think of quitting. My specialty is in helping people see what they could not see for themselves and understand the what, the where, and the how to make the exact changes that are necessary to make high sales production. All right, so again, this is about helping people see their blind spots so that they can make the shifts and make the changes. Okay, Einstein is the one who said the greatest insanity is to do the same things over and over again and somehow expect different results. If you do not want your results to be the same, you must make changes. Right? And that is what we are talking about in our mentoring program. Okay, these are some pictures of our events, my keynote speeches, my workshops, my facilitation with some of my members, speaking to the Insurance Financial Services Association, introducing top producers, learning from the gurus, and I was invited to News Radio 938 a total of 3 times as a guest speaker, talking about developing your inner man for peak performance. All right. Right. So at this point right now, I hope you are doing fine. Let's make a quick check and to see that everything is fine. All right. So good so far. So discovering the 5 shifts. Okay, shift number 1. Begin with integrity. Be a trusted advisor. Okay. The focus is to be trusted. To be trusted as a person. To operate with total integrity. All right. Operating with total integrity is the strategy of preeminence, which means to say that you aim to be the best at what you do. You are good at what you do. Okay. It is important because trust is the lifeline of our business. When you remove trust away from your practice, actually, I think we understand, all right, that very little is left because nobody can follow someone whom they don't trust, isn't it? To be trusted is actually a greater compliment than to be loved, all right? So to be preeminent, you must become the best in your area of mastery. And operating with total integrity is the foundation of everything that we are talking about here. All right. It is important for us to take note of this. It doesn't matter how good our selling tactics are. You know, whether you can influence people, you know, with your tricks or whatever that you are using, because the mirror, it will come back to us. There is no escaping cause and effect. If you want to attract great clients, you need to be great. If you want to attract decisive clients, you need to be decisive. If you want to attract clients who are willing to pay a big premium to solve their big problems or get what they want, then you had better do the same, right? Because the mirror will always reflect you to your clients and they will come back to you, right? How many times, for instance, have you experienced that your clients are indecisive? Have you considered the fact that you have been indecisive yourself? This is a very good example. All right, they are just reflecting back to you what you are. All right, so which is the reason why in our mentoring coaching program, we always emphasize to our mentees that the work to be done is inside us. It's not out there. It's in us. And we have to first recognize that. We have to be honest with ourselves. We have to be open. All right? Otherwise, we will end up like everybody else, trying to work on things outside of ourselves, but never get to really the real reason why things are happening the way it is. All right? The great hints I can give it to you is that the answers are to be found within. The answers are to be found within. A quick story about an old man who lost his keys and was on his hands and knees looking for his key at a corridor. You know, his neighbor come by and asked him what happened. He shared with him that he lost his key. The neighbor told him, "Let me help you." He went down on his knees, searched the place for the next 10, 15 minutes. But finally, he asked in frustration, you know, and he looked at the old man and he said, "No, so, but where did you lose the key?" The old man looked at his neighbor and gave a thought, and he said, "I lost it in the house." The neighbor was upset, you know, obviously. Then he said, "Then what are we doing here in the corridor?" The old man answered him, "Because there's light here." All right? Even as you can appreciate, you know, that the story is ridiculous of what the old man is thinking about, but this is actually what most of us are doing. We are looking for our answers outside of ourselves, simply because we feel there is light outside, whereby the main fact remains that the answer is truly to be found inside the house, inside our house, inside ourselves. All right? Just because it is dark does not mean you do not go and look for it. Just because you can see the outside world easier does not mean that you go and search for the key there, although there's no key there. All right? So bear that in mind as we move on, because that is a very, very important key to uncovering our blind spots. I saw a quote recently. It says, look in the mirror. The enemy is there. All right. So what it simply means is that we have to overcome ourselves. And I want to submit to you that this is the main reason why many of us cannot break through, because the enemy is ourselves, which we thought is the industry, the government, the agency leader, the company, the product. We always point finger outside of ourselves. Okay? All right, so the next shift we want to talk about is to sell bigger, to do more in less time. There are only 3 reasons why you are not selling bigger cases. All right, either you are fearful to do it, or you tried it, it didn't work well, or you don't really know how to do it yet. All right? Bear in mind this, all right? You are not selling your time, actually. You are not selling your knowledge even. You are selling the value of the result that you deliver. That is what your clients want. All right? Your ability to collect high fees and premiums actually reassure your clientele that you are preeminent, that you are really good. And people like to deal with the best of the best. Believe it or not, buying a lot from the best feels really good. People who pay you more actually stick with you because they really trust you. I remember a young man I sold to during my selling days, $1 million policy. After I sold him the $1 million policy, about 2 weeks later, he called me to ask me to want to meet up with me because he has $200,000 cash to be invested from his father. All right, and this is not even a friend; he's just a referral whom I met for one time and managed to get him to buy the $1 million plan. And then 2 weeks later, he's looking for me. All right, when you are able to sell bigger cases and you do it professionally, I want you to know that people want to stick with you because they really trust you, because you are good, you are professional, and you deliver value to them. All right? When I say deliver value to them, what I meant is what transacted during your time with them is so valuable to them. The questions you ask them, the inputs you give to them, and how you interact with them during their appointment. All right? It is different from any other experience whereby they get to meet probably another advisor who is trying to sell them something. Okay? We will get into that detail. We can't get into the details for today, but this is what's going to happen. The experience with a top performing trusted advisor is very, very different from the experience people have with any other sales advisor. And that is the main key, separating you from the average, you from the rest. And that's how you can begin to achieve your high production, your MDRT and more easily and effectively when you practice that shifts that we are talking about here, right? Okay, Sarah is a financial advisor. She's a top achiever, having done twice the requirement of MDRT. That's already a phenomenal result. But she's working with a lot of stress and strife when she came, making many sales to achieve a result. But she's wise to know that she cannot continue like this. After learning and applying some strategies she had learned, she went on to become the top 14 in a whole company of about 3,000 advisors with little stress. All right. When I caught up with her recently, she told me she had done a quarter of the table, which is 3 times her previous high performance, by being masterful and by selling bigger cases. Another quantum leap for her. Congratulations, all right, to Sarah. She's a top producer, a top leader in a company right now. But that's what's going to happen when you learn how to sell big and you learn to be masterful. All right. This is what she said. I thought the lessons picked up in your coaching sessions are well worth the fees you charge. You have always went on the extra mile to guide us. In fact, you are still keeping in touch with us, even though we have ended our coaching. Okay. All right. So this is a big one here. Use the secret weapon. Acquire an empowering mindset. This is the next shift that we are talking about. Having an empowering mindset is the most powerful way to connect with your prospects. All right? Establish your authority and preeminence and give them massive value. And it does all of these while you make your recommendations and close the sale. Okay? So this is especially helpful if you want to deal with the high net worth, because your confidence has really got to be high in order to deal with people who are up there. And it is people who are up there who has the ability to give you the big premiums. All right? But what is the experience of most people, most advisors, when it comes to dealing with people, let's say, who are GMs, CEOs, prominent figures in the country, whether a politician or a businessman or someone who is so-called different from the masses? Well, I think the typical way is that the advisor will tell themselves to do their best, to remember all the important facts, remember all the products you want to recommend, you know, even the best products from the company, so-called the best products, right? You try your best to know your lines, to recall your sales strategies, your ideas, your presentations, to present your best efforts, etc., etc. Then you hope for the best. All right? Does this make sense to you? Is this what you find yourself normally doing? What else applies in your case? Well, the new way that we want to talk about, whereby we talk about employing the secret weapon, is that you can tap into the new psychology of winning, to win in advance. You see yourself having won the sale. All right? We are talking about the power of visualization here, and more than that. Okay, you perform at your peak performance, ensuring the great outcome you desire. Okay, of course, the ability to actually do this is not just found in these few sentences. And although this is a simple strategy, as I mentioned, simple is not the same as easy. All right. For one fact, is that anything worth learning requires effort, requires practice. Okay, but before you can even go to that You must know what you need to learn, what you need to practice. And you must practice right in order for it to become permanent in you, so that it becomes like second nature. All right? And it is no different with acquiring the empowering mindset. Mindset is the most powerful thing you can ever have. Because if you have the wrong mindset or a disempowering mindset, you have unknowingly set yourself up for failures and setbacks. And the worst part of it is that you may not even know about it. You don't even know that it is the one that's causing you all the anguish, all the frustrations, all the difficulties, all the challenges. And naturally, as I mentioned just now, we blame at every other thing outside of ourselves instead of looking within. And mindset is obviously within you, within me. All right? And it is so intangible, it is abstract, and that's the reason why it's difficult to grasp, difficult to learn. And for many people who attend seminars and congresses and trainings for years, they still do not see this very thing that has been hurting them without their knowing. Okay? All right. So an empowering mindset establishes preeminence, delivers value that knocks the socks off, builds a great connection while you pick up new sales. All right, that's how I sell my bigger cases, especially being well versed in mastery, staying relaxed, focused, and delivering your peak performance. Tapping into what I call the great mystery in high performance. All right, which is to win in advance, to believe that it's already done. Okay, to conquer it from within first, to act as if you have already done it, instead of telling yourself to try your best, try hard, so that you can finally achieve it. It is two different psychology, and that is what makes the difference between an empowering mindset and one that is average. Okay, Caroline started out doing small product sales. We shifted her mindset, and in the process transformed her outer behavior. From struggling in her sales, she has now achieved her MDRT, despite a big change in standards in the last number of years. All right, I added a bonus for her. She even get back to driving her car midway the mentoring program. Her fears disappears. Right? Caroline is someone who knows that she has great potential and she wants to do a lot, but she's hampered and she feels so stifled. She feels so frustrated when she came for the mentoring program, and she shared with me that there's so much that she wants to do and so much that she knows she can do, but for some unknown reason which is not clear, she cannot come out of it. All right, and today she's a confident lady. I met up with her some time ago, achieved her MDRT, and even during that mentoring program, she managed to get back to driving her car, and was so happy for her. Okay, one thing is this, all right? You cannot want to improve your sales without improving yourself. I say that again. You cannot want to improve your sales without improving yourself. It does not happen like that, right? You must first start with yourself. I always tell the advisors I talk to at seminars that the person must always go before the professional. When you meet up with your prospect and clients, the person of you is the first one to step forth before the professional comes in later to do financial planning, insurance, investments, business, key man, partnership, so on and so forth. Right? The professional is the one with the professional knowledge. But the person of you is the one who look your prospect and clients in the eyes, who smile, who shake their hands, who display the confidence, and who do everything that make the sale work for you. Right? The professional comes in later and is important because you have to display confidence and competency in what you do in order for your prospect and your clients to fully trust you. So both must be integrated. All right? So if you truly want to learn the 5 shifts, you must work on these 2 dimensions. And for Caroline, by working on her personal dimension as well, she overcome the fears that has been holding her back from driving her car, despite passing, and getting a license. Okay. Okay. When I discovered the secret weapon myself during my selling days, I accelerated my performance very quickly. I was the first in my agency history to achieve $1 million round table. I collected a huge premium, about $40,000 at the time, from multiple sales. During an interview, I sold the $1 million case to the young man, as I mentioned, who seeked me out a week later to invest $200,000 cash. And together with all that I had done, the other cases, the many other cases, it helped me to achieve my MDRT by July of the year. All right. An empowering mindset can certainly be the backbone of a high-performance advisory practice when your mind is set right. Okay, so that's how important this is. Okay, let me take a break right now to see if everything is good. Okay, looks like we're doing fine. So let me proceed to the next slide. So now at this point, we know that we must be operating from total integrity, to think big, and to use the secret weapon to influence your sales outcomes. Now let's look at how to leverage our time and scale our business without overworking, just so to have enough sales. All right? Leveraging your time with mastery is the next shift that we want to talk about. We want to disconnect your time from your income. Okay, why sell one case at a time or collect a limited budget when you can sell more cases and increase your client's budget? Most of the high achievers I work with have found ways to scale their time while getting great results. All right, Annie is an insurance advisor who normally makes one sale in her appointment. She promotes her company's best products to her clients. That alone helped her achieve her MDRT. Okay, but that choice defined the limits of any sales and income. She spent a lot of time working just to get her desired result. After the mentoring program, Annie learned and mastered many ideas and strategies that led her to mastery of her work and herself. She now closed many sales with one client, spending about the same amount of time she normally does. Her effectiveness now shoots over the roof. Overall, in the year, she takes less than half the time to achieve what she wants now, freeing her to do many other important things in her life. Annie is sometimes able to sell as many as 5 to 6 sales within an appointment now. With mastery, she's able to get back to her usual clients whom normally can only afford a limited budget, to increase their budget to many, many fold, as much as 10 times. Previously, she'll think that it is crazy to believe that this is possible at all, but she's enjoying every moment of it right now. Annie now has the time for a balanced life, serving God, family, and her clients. It is no more about working all the time, just so to make enough money. And this is what she said. What Leonard has been doing is a great job. It helps people like us who are lost and yet want to awaken the giant in us so that we can go the further mile and success in life for what we are doing. You don't have to achieve mastery, all right? Because mastery takes effort and time, but it is the fastest way to leverage yourself. All right, Annie has a life again and is making more money and having so much free time for a family whom she loves. To me, there is real leverage and life. All right. Okay, we are now talking about the final shift, which is to invest in mentoring, to become the mentor yourself and be a trusted advisor. Okay, so remember, for shift number one, we talk about operating with total integrity. We talk about being trusted, right? There is no replacement, to me, there's no replacement for us to be a trusted advisor if you want to perform really well. So not only you must be a trusted person, the second important word here, right here, is the word advisor. Okay, so advisor meaning to say you are a guide to your prospect, you are a mentor, a teacher to your prospect. You educate them and you help them to buy. Right? And to do that, what I want to recommend is that you yourself, all right, just like your prospect and clients engage you as their trusted advisor, you must get your own trusted advisor. Right? Your prospects and clients get their advisor who specializes in financial planning, insurance, investment planning, business planning, so on and so forth in your field of work. You get your advisor who specializes in performance, productivity, okay, personal growth and leadership, influence, and selling. Each is a field of expertise on its own. Okay? Can you imagine your prospect and your client telling you that they don't need a trusted advisor, they can do it themselves? Okay, obviously they can. But of course the question is the quality of their own work, isn't it? You know how much time you have spent to learn, to be credentialized, to keep up to the changes in the company's products, to keep up to the changes in the regulations, to know the latest and the most important, and to be updated in the financial markets, and to know what's happening around the world and in your country. You know how much effort it takes just to do all that. And for your clients and your prospects to tell you that they can do it themselves on top of their own work is actually, as you know, not the best thing to say, because it's actually quite ignorant, isn't it? So the thing here is this: for them to be best positioned for their financial service, financial planning for themselves and their family, they would need a good advisor like yourself. Right? In that manner, they will get the benefits that they deserve so that they can do the best in their financial planning. So in the same way, for yourself as a trusted advisor, and especially a trusted advisor who wants to perform, to perform your MDRT, your COT, your TOT, to get to doubling, tripling, quadrupling your sales, to get to enjoy the work that you do, you need to have an advisor who will guide you into the strategies, into the tactics, into the techniques, and the many other things that you need to know in order to see your blind spots in your personal and your professional areas of your life, so that when you uncover those things, and I mean, when you know what you need to do about those things, what are the changes that you need to do, then you will be able to tap into your greatest potential within and achieve what you really want. All right. The flip side of it, obviously, is to say, let me do it on my own. Just like what some of your prospects are maybe saying. All right. You may be able to do it on your own, but I can tell you, you will need your whole life to learn. And you don't even know what to learn sometimes, because the blind spots hindering us are very real. And because of that, you will have problems making the shifts you need to make. And that is the thing that keep you where you are and not able to perform. Whether 1 year in the business, 10 years in the business, 20 years in the business, as long as you are kept there, nothing will change. How do I know that? I know that because we have people who are even 20 over years in the business and are still trapped. And when they come, obviously they wondered, why hadn't they come earlier? Okay, and many of our mentees who actually perform and achieve their dream of MDRT come after 9 years, 12 years, 13 years, and that is not a short time. That is not a short time. We must value the time that you have. Okay, and that's the reason why the word here is to invest. When you invest in something, there is a return of investment. There is a return of investment. Imagine the people who invested in themselves and year after year do their $1 million round table or even more. What is their return of investment? All right, it is obvious. Okay, the thing about mentoring is this: everyone should have a mentor. Mentoring brings two things: new ideas, new awareness, new understanding, and accountability. There are new ideas in your head right now that would not have been there if you hadn't made the time for this webinar. A good mentor will give you great ideas and make sure you act on them. A great mentor will also put together a powerful group of people, all working towards similar goals. This multiplies everyone's effectiveness exponentially. In my mastermind, we have people who are already high achievers together with people learning to be one. Everyone wins. Everyone is going to the next level. Okay? So today, I have promised to show you how to double your sales and more, even though it may seem ridiculous to some of you. How to halve the time you needed to get the outcome you want, or even possibly do both at the same time. How you can achieve your $1 million round table and even more. Today, we discuss how you can collect bigger premiums, sell bigger cases, have higher net worth clients, how to leverage your sales outcomes, more sales, higher premiums in the same situation, and how to do all of these without joining a different company, changing to a different team, selling a different product, changing your personality or lifestyle, making friends with people you don't want to, or even changing your vocation. All right? So what you need to win are the 5 shifts. 1, have total integrity. 2, to learn to sell big. Number 3, use the secret weapon. Number 4, to leverage your time. Have strong mastery. Number 5, to invest in mentoring. These 5 shifts alone are more than enough to double your sales and more. Right, now that you know the 5 shifts you need to make, what's next? All right. I want to say that now you have a choice. And let me take a quick sip of drink before we continue. How important are choices? Choices have consequences. We can say that what we are today are the combination of all the choices that we have made before this point. And in the same way, where you are in the future will be a function and combination of all the choices that you made today. All right? So that's how important choices are. Choices determine our destiny. And we cannot take it too lightly. All right? So now that you know the 5 shifts you need to make in order to reach your MDRT and to join the ranks of those who have come before, to see your blind spots so that you can make the shifts, I want to suggest that you really have to make a choice, an important choice for yourself. Okay? And this is how I can help. Okay, I'd like to offer you my mentoring resource, how to sell so much more and have a great life. The first resource for our mentoring clients. All our mentees start with this resource. All right, it is a 89-page book full of insights and inspiration on the different areas of your professional and personal life that you need to be aware of and you need to gain a good understanding about. Okay, if you have on your hands this resource, I want to suggest to you that you can begin to understand some of the things that are holding you back, preventing you from achieving your MDRT, preventing you from realizing your goals. And as I mentioned, it's so important to make the shifts that we talk about. But before that can be done, you have to see the blind spots. Okay? So instead of having you join my mentoring program and pay a 4-figure sum, I want to provide you this resource at 197, and only for those who register during the webinar. All right, you will get to attend one of my upcoming mentoring sessions for free. And that will be only for 12 people. All right, we keep the group small so that I will be able to facilitate the session and help every one of you to get the most out of the session. Okay, it actually costs $188 to be able to attend one of these sessions, but I want to give it to you for free when you choose to invest in yourself today by getting the ebook resource and start to learn through the 89 pages of insights and inspiration, uncover those blind spots that you need to see, make the shift, and then get the better results. So the session that I'm providing for you will be the additional session to help you to discuss some of the questions that you may have, to allow you to share some of the issues that you are facing, and at the same time for me to ask the questions to you so that you can think about the answers, so that I can bring out the answers from within you, and so that those other people in the session will be able to witness the process and even follow and understand what has been discussed and apply the situation to yourself. Okay, that is how we help our mentees to see their blind spots and make the shift and to enjoy their MDRTs, their COTs, and the TOTs. The process is always the same. The discussion may be a little bit different when we deal with different level of producers. All right, but this one session will allow you, will help you to begin to see and make changes, which will allow you to get immediate results. All right, so only for those who register during the webinar, you can click on the link. Okay, how to sell so much more and have a great life, which our mentees have call it their sales Bible. And on that page itself, I have given you a understanding of the value and what you can learn from their resource, and you can purchase direct from them that page and download it on your own. All right, so let me read to you some of the what our mentees has said in order for you to better appreciate the resource and the program. Leonard goes to the core of why a winner consistently remains a winner. He shows us how we can have the winner's mindset to achieve super production. His programs are comprehensive. Those who go through the whole program has the high potential to achieve the results which they have always dreamed about. Leonard has the passion, compassion, and strategy to systematically help an average producer achieve super success. Okay, Wikin is the MDRT producer branch partner in IPP Financial Services. Chinka is a principal consultant doing his own consulting work. This is what he has got to say about some of the work that we do here. Leonard's passion in helping people to discover themselves is simply unparalleled. I've been personally challenged to grow in my perspectives of life and work through his powerful sharing. Okay, what I want to tell you is this, all right? All the blind spots that we help you to see and the shifts that we help you to make all comes from making you see things differently. Okay? It's all in your paradigms. It's all in your perspectives. It's all in your awareness. It's all in your understanding. The minute you can see those things, you will know what to do next. The minute you know why you have not been selling, why people has not been approaching you, why you are not having favor, why you are not getting referrals, why you are not able to close, or why you're not able to get appointments. Once you know the why and you know the right things to do, what I want to suggest to you is that you will automatically make the shift. And that's where your immediate transformation comes. Okay? Eileen from Singapore said, like as coach of a sports superstar, Leonard will help propel you to your next level of achievement. After I had been merely through 2 sessions with him, I was not only able to discover my major blind spots, but fully recover the equivalent amount of his fees in first-year commissions. What are you waiting for? All right. So this is the webinar on the 5 shifts to your MDRT. All right. If you understood the session so far and you want to make a positive choice for yourself, to follow those who have come before you to make their changes, achieve their MDRT and more, I want to recommend that you go to the page on the Sales Bible, How to Sell So Much More Have It Life. Click on the link and get access to that book for yourself. And once you have confirmed that purchase, you will begin to receive an email from us to attend the next upcoming mentoring session, which has been designated for next Tuesday. The full details will be on the email. Do look out for it. I certainly look forward to help you to enjoy the session even as you learn. But of course, it will be ideal that you download the book, go through the 89 pages. I've got people who go through that one shot, because they are just so hungry. And, they even do it in the wee hours of the night, sacrificing their sleep just to really know the secrets of their performance. All right? And once you are able to have those insights, not necessarily to have all, because insights takes time to digest. Once you have those insights and you come for the mentoring session, I will be able to use those very things to help you to learn even more. All right? And not only will you learn from me, you will also learn from the participation of the group, because there is wisdom in everybody, in everyone. All right? And everybody who's attending will be at different levels of their performance. And this is also where the value is, and you can tap on the experiences and the views, the perspectives, and the insights of everyone who is there, including myself. Obviously, I will be the one who will facilitate, maybe with the help of some of my inner circle members, and I will direct the conversation. And the whole idea is to surface the answers out from yourself. And once we can do that, you would have seen your blind spot. You will be able to make the shift. You will be able to enjoy the immediate transformation that you are looking for. All right? Okay, for today, I'm not going to go through some of the inputs by some of you who had responded by giving me some information concerning your situation, because we have passed the 1 hour mark. I want to value your time. So that's all I have for today. Go to the link, get the information for yourself, and wait for the email that's going to come to you regarding the mentoring facilitation. Okay, so this is Leonard here again. I hope our path do cross. And if we ever have the opportunity to come together, to for me to be able to partner you, for our team to be able to partner you to reach your even higher level, I will count it as a privilege to contribute to you and your life. There is another link on the webpage itself where you can get access to the application form. If you truly, after you got the resource, and if you truly want to take it to the next level, you can click on the link, answer the questions, submit it, and I will have access to your information and what is it that you want. And if that is your intention, I will get back to you within 48 hours and will schedule a Skype session with you to help you to take the next move to truly move on to the goals that you have for this year. Bear in mind, that session is really for those who are really serious to join in the formal mentoring coaching program. All right? Otherwise, you can just get the Sales Bible, have a good start there. I'm sure you'll be valuable to you. All my years of experience is all poured onto the pages. It's like having me with you by your side when you have all those insights and inspiration beside you all the time. I've got people, who take it out to read whenever they are waiting for their prospects and their clients, and it can help them. All right. So thank you so much for attending this session today. That's all I have for you. Remember, it is leonardlau.com/salesbible. And the rest will be automated and be sent to you. That's all I have for you today. Thank you for joining us, and This is the final session for insurance and sales advisors, insurance advisors and financial advisors for this quarter. The next quarter schedule is not out yet. If you are on my mailing list, you will be informed. Otherwise, thank you for coming back today. Bye for now.